Now, if I get that earlier gas, does that mean that I'm going to need to pull drones off at 100?
Um, you might want to pull one off, or even two. It just depends on the Terran opening. If he's two raxing, I feel like your lair you can afford to get a little bit later lair and get more drones. Um, However, if he's teching, then you don't really have to make too many links. So in that case, you can just get the lair early because you're making drones anyways, because you don't have to worry about mass marine.
All right. Let's talk about this first spine crawler that I always like to put down in ZvT. If you're not two raxing, is it necessary?
Yeah, I think it's a good thing to do because even against a tech build, a 4 marine 1 Hellion push is going to come reasonably fast. So with just links, that's going to be very, very hard to stop. So I think the spine crawler is definitely a great idea. Something I do as well.
How do you handle your first energy with your queens?
When I get double queen, so I make larva inject with one, and then I get a creep tumor with the second one at my expansion.
That's what I did, except backwards. I put the creep in my main.
That's not a bad idea. I mean, a lot of Zerg players are doing that first because they think connecting their bases is more important than creeping effectively. So that's just personal preference.
You're annoying.
Yeah, this always sucks, right?
So I probably want to keep you from getting back there.
You do. It's
Stupid,
not easy though. I mean, your speed links should be almost done, or done maybe a little bit sooner than they were in this game.
Okay. So that probably took a little more damage than it needed to take, but I don't feel like that was crippling or anything like that.
It's not the end of the world.
So the next thing we need to start discussing is when I need to be gearing up for that third. You have that expansion, you're safe. You're not worried about me at all.
Right now, your UCM, I have 3 racks, so you don't have to worry about Hellions or anything like that. So
it's definitely going to be this sort
I
of...
think it's a good response is to just get a Bailing Nest, get Bailing Speed, and then take that third base.
Bailing speed before Spire?
Yes, always against Bionic play.
Interesting.
Bailing Speed is going to hold off a lot of early 4x openings, maybe even some 3x plus tank openings. So you can definitely, afford to get that Spire a lot later and just focus on having 3 base and a big economy. That puts you in a really good position.
Now, I've been droning quite a lot. At what point do I need to start worrying about making units again?
You don't really have to worry about that for quite a while. I guess when you see me moving out, you can, if you don't miss any injects or overlords, you can quickly get out like 20 or 30 lings and just morph into bailings. And if you have bailing speed, then that's going to be safe against most things that can be thrown at you.
How important is +1 carapace for our ground army, and when should we be getting it?
It's a very good upgrade because it makes tanks not one-shot Zerglings. So in a game like this, I would probably get it like at the same time the Spire is going up and you're on 3 base. I would put down the Evo Chamber and get it then. With 6 gases, it's you're going to be able to afford it. So.
How do you feel about keeping larvae like laying around? Like I always like to spin my larva all the way down to nothing. Is that a mistake for me to make?
No, I think it's a good thing to do. If you don't miss any injects, there's never going to be really a time where you don't have larvae, so I wouldn't worry too much about saving up larvae. Against Protoss, it's different because roaches are true supply.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, you want to get a lot of those, so you might want to save up larvae against Protoss. But against Terran, I mean, Zerglings, they come out 2 at a time. You're going to be able to get a lot just off a few larvae, so.
Alright, so you just kind of did something. I'm not sure what though.
Killed a Zergling that was in front of my base.
So I want to make, my Spire just finished. I want to make 10 mutas, but now I'm afraid that if I do that, you're going to push and I'm not going to have anything to defend it with. And I fuck my life.
It depends on your Zergling count, really. Like, if you only have a few, you might want to get Zerglings instead and get Banelings.
That's actually a pretty scary looking group of units. Just had to kill my creep tumors. Whoa. Air carapace versus air attack. What's your feeling?
Definitely air attack. I would say, since you're going to be harassing most of the time rather than taking fights against Marines like you. You don't really ever want to take a fight against Marines, so attack is much better.
Alright.
You just want to fight buildings, kill SCVs, that sort of thing.
I'm curious, why did you back off of this push?
Because I don't have a lot of scouting information. I'm a little worried about being on creep and Bailings running in and raping me.
Cool. So my melee, or my carapace upgrade just finished for ground units. What do I need to be thinking now in terms of that ground army?
I think now is a good time to just harass me and get a decent muta count. Might want to get up to like 20 mutas and just keep me busy. While you harass me, you can follow certain patterns. Like you can go to my main, try to pick off SCVs or buildings, and then go to the front, pick off tanks, like constantly go back and forth. Just keep me busy.
Yeah, I don't think I have enough mutas yet to start taking on turrets. Taking a fourth, I feel like I can do it now. What do you think?
I think it's a good time.
Oops. Yeah. Is melee for our ground army important? The +1 melee attack?
It helps a lot with Banelings and Lings. I think it's important to keep up with those upgrades anyways, so later in the game, if you were planning on getting Ultras or something like that, your upgrades are up to par with the Terran.
Should I ever be adding like double upgrades?
If you're taking your fourth and you have a healthy drone count, I think it's definitely a good idea. Killing reactors is very good, by the way, because they take forever to build.
And I'm almost maxed at this point, so what do I need to be thinking with my maxed army?
I think you can always feel safe to just wait for the Terran, see what he's gonna do.
I'm not scared of those Marines. Man, that's a lot of stuff. And is it normal to have just tons and tons of minerals and not enough gas?
Pretty normal in this matchup.
This spread is killing me. Oh, that was a suicidal queen.
Just waiting for you to come in and kill me.
Really? I didn't have enough stuff. And my queens aren't hotkeyed. Okay, I think I'm dead.
I'm not sure about that.
I lost track of my queens. I got no injects. I'm out of larva. I'm at 90 supply. And I've done no damage to your economy.
Alright, now it might look pretty grim.
Yeah, GG. Alright, so honestly I felt like up until that attack I was doing okay. And then I just didn't handle it right, so maybe we can look at that replay.
I definitely felt like you were winning that game. I'm not sure what happened during your attack, but you may have charged in a little bit off. But yeah, let's look at the replay.
Alright, so just let me know when you get it loaded up, and we'll just put it on ×4 and cruise through.
Alright, I'm in the replay.
Alright, so we're going to go ahead and hit play in 3, 2, 1 now.
Go, go.
So one of the things that I feel like is fine with me is as long as I'm not under this pressure, and as long as I'm not getting attacked, as long as there's not Reapers in my base, or Banshees in my mineral line, or tanks sieging my natural, it's okay. It's easy to macro and do all that shit, but as soon as there becomes some stressful thing somewhere, everything slips. And I know everybody struggles with this, except for you and Idra and Jinro and these guys that are professionals that have.
Well, we have trouble too, but I guess there's different degrees.
So I mean, like really, I felt fine that game. I was like, sweet, this is going great. I'm gonna kill him, and we're gonna win. And I can put the replay up and get Artosis to cast it. But instead, you push, and all of a sudden, I have no more larva, and my mutas all die, and everything just basically life begins to suck. So
Yeah.
Anyways,
I think once you have creep on most of the map, you can feel pretty comfortable about Terran armies. The thing is that you feel all this pressure because they're pushing you. Once that happens, you have to think about what can I do to the Terran to take their mind off this push and make them worry about something else. So when you attacked my main with your mutas while I was pushing, I thought, hey, that's a very good move because I have to make a choice. What am I going to do? Am I going to send my army back? Am I going to lose my main? That makes everything much harder for me. But once you pulled away and you started just thinking about my push, I could focus back again on just my push, make sure everything was spread out, and that makes it easier for the Terrans. So I think whenever you're like in a good position in a game and someone's about